Movies based off of video games are nothing new. It's probably more shocking that they continue to be made since most such movies are usually terrible. Nevertheless, Hollywood is adamant to continue trying to cash in on the video game film phenomenon, often adapting projects that might not make sense on the big screen. Here are a few unexpected adaptations in development currently. Asteroids. Can you imagine a film based off of this late 70s arcade title that featured shooting asteroids in space? Neither could we, but that hasn't stopped Universal from trying to create a film since 2009 about the classic Asteroids title. Bioshock. Bioshock could actually lend itself well to a cinematic environment, if the game itself hadn't done a great job of that already. Unfortunately, the Bioshock film appears to have stalled. Pirates of the Caribbean director Gore Verbinski left the project years ago, and nothing seems to have happened since then. Call of Duty. Who would possibly want to adapt Call of Duty onto the big screen? Why, Activision Blizzard, of course. The publisher even launched its own movie studio to achieve the same, though nothing seems to have come of it yet. It's really only a matter of time, though. Centipede. You thought Asteroids was weird? Atari has actually made a deal with Emmett Furla Oasis Films to produce a cinematic adaptation of Centipede. Yes, the 80s game about navigating around levels as a giant centipede. Moving on. Five Nights at Freddy's. Directed by Gil Kenan of Monster House fame, the film will follow the tale of a security guard trying to survive the trials of animatronic monsters. Though it was to be expected, we can only hope the film has better quality scares than the video games. Gran Turismo. Unlike Need for Speed, we're struggling to really understand how Gran Turismo could be a movie, because, well, it's a racing game without any story. That's not stopping Sony, who have director Joseph Kosinski of Oblivion and Tron Legacy fame on board. Given how well things went with Need for Speed, we can only imagine Gran Turismo's success. Tetris. Why would you watch a movie based on Tetris? Because of all the films here, this one might actually be the closest to fruition. US and China production companies have teamed up for the endeavor with a budget of $80 million, and Mortal Kombat producer Lawrence Kasanoff on board. Remember, all this for a film about lining up blocks. Get hyped. Missile Command. The same team behind the Centipede film is also working on an adaptation of Missile Command, which seems about as fit for the big screen as a battleship was all those years ago, and much like the latter, we'd be shocked if Missile Command or Centipede bore any resemblance to their original video game properties. Minecraft. We've seen attempts at injecting a storyline into Minecraft with below par results, but that was in video games. Maybe the film will do better. It's being worked on by Rob McElhenney, co-creator of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, along with the Lego Movie producer Roy Lee and Mean Girls producer Jill Messick. The idea has been floating around for a while, so we'll see if it actually becomes something. Rampage. Okay, this one might actually be the most sensible since Rampage is literally a giant monster film brought to video games. Unfortunately, you play as the monsters in the game, whereas the movie features Dwayne Johnson presumably battling said monsters, because what else is The Rock going to do? Shadow of the Colossus. Based off of the hit PS2 classic, Shadow of the Colossus is still very much in the early phase. Sony Pictures has Mama director Andres Moschetti attached, but not much else is known. Would an animated adaptation with minimal dialogue be all that bad? Not at all, but the history of video game film adaptations has shown us that's likely not happening. Splinter Cell. For all the work Ubisoft has done in Assassin's Creed, it's faced numerous troubles getting Splinter Cell off the ground. Last we heard, Tom Hardy would be portraying a younger version of Sam Fisher, and Edge of Tomorrow director Doug Liman was helming the project. It's slated for 2017. Maybe it could be fast-tracked if Assassin's Creed is a success? Which movie based off of a video game did you find to be unexpected? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.